Hey there, finance virtuosos. Today we're going to talk about something that's probably holding you back from financial success: perfectionism. You know that voice in your head that says, I need to learn everything about investing before I start, or I should wait until I have the perfect budget system? We're going to shut that voice up today with what I call the 85% rule. This is the Finance Virtuoso channel. If you're new here, hit subscribe and the notification bell for the best money tips and tricks. Here's the thing, I've seen so many people get paralyzed by trying to make the perfect financial decisions. They spend months researching the absolute best credit card, the optimal investment strategy, or the most detailed budgeting system. And you know what happens most of the time? Nothing. They get overwhelmed and end up doing absolutely nothing with their money. Let me be really clear about something: taking imperfect action is infinitely better than taking no action at all. Think about it this way: if you're standing at 0% and perfectionism is keeping you stuck there, wouldn't you rather move to 85% and start seeing real progress? This is exactly why I advocate for the 85% solution: get things mostly right and start moving forward. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but what about that missing 15%? Couldn't that make a huge difference? Here's the reality check: that last 15% often requires 90% of the effort, and the return on investment just isn't worth it when you're getting started. The key is to focus on the big wins that will get you most of the way there. Let me give you an example. Let's say you want to start investing for retirement. The perfectionist approach would be to spend months analyzing every possible investment option, reading dozens of books on investment strategy, and trying to time the market perfectly. The 85% solution? Open a retirement account, set up automatic monthly contributions, and invest in a simple target date fund. Boom, you're already way ahead of most people. You know what's really powerful about the 85% solution? It creates momentum. When you take action and see results, even if they're not perfect, it motivates you to keep going. It's like working out: doing 3 good enough workouts a week consistently is way better than waiting for the perfect time to start your ideal fitness routine. Let's break down how you can apply the 85% solution to your finances right now. First, focus on the fundamentals. Get your credit cards under control, set up autopay, pay off your debt, and choose a decent rewards card. It doesn't have to be the absolute best card on the market. Just pick one that aligns with your spending habits and move forward. Next, look at your bank accounts. You don't need to spend weeks comparing every possible bank option. Pick a reputable bank with no fees, decent interest rates, and good online banking. Done is better than perfect here. You can always switch later if you find something significantly better. When it comes to saving, don't get caught up in finding the perfect percentage to save or the optimal allocation between different goals. Start with saving something, anything, automatically each month. Even if it's just 5% of your income, that's infinitely better than saving nothing while you try to calculate the perfect amount. Here's another area where people often get stuck: creating a budget. Forget about tracking every single penny or categorizing every little expense. Instead, focus on the big picture. Know roughly how much you spend on housing, transportation, and other major expenses. Set up automatic savings and bill payments. Then give yourself permission to spend the rest guilt-free. Is it perfect? No. Will it get you 85% of the way there? Absolutely. Investment is probably the area where perfectionism causes the most paralysis. People spend years reading about different investment strategies, trying to pick the perfect stocks, or waiting for the ideal market conditions. Meanwhile, they're missing out on years of potential growth. The 85% solution here is beautifully simple: choose a low-cost index fund or target date fund, set up automatic investments, and let time do its work. Let's talk about something that often gets overlooked: the psychological benefit of the 85% solution. When you embrace good enough instead of perfect, you remove a huge amount of stress from your financial life. You stop beating yourself up over small mistakes. You stop comparing your strategy to everyone else's. You focus on progress instead of perfection. Think about it like this: your financial life is like steering a ship. You don't need to plot the perfect course accounting for every possible wave and wind condition. You just need to point yourself in roughly the right direction and start moving. You can make adjustments along the way. One of the best things about the 85% solution is that it gives you permission to learn as you go. Instead of trying to front-load all your financial knowledge, you can learn through experience. Maybe you'll make some small mistakes, that's okay. Those mistakes are valuable learning opportunities, and because you're taking measured actions rather than huge, perfect ones, those mistakes won't be catastrophic. Here's a challenge for you: think about one financial task you've been putting off because you're waiting to do it perfectly. Maybe it's starting to invest, creating a budget, or building an emergency fund. Now, ask yourself, what would an 85% solution look like? What action could you take today that would get you most of the way there? Remember, perfect is the enemy of good. Every day you wait for the perfect solution is a day you're missing out on progress. The people who succeed financially aren't the ones who make perfect decisions, they're the ones who consistently make good enough decisions and keep moving forward. So here's your permission slip: you don't need to be perfect with your money. You don't need to know everything before you start. You don't need to have the optimal strategy for every financial decision. What you need is to take action, make progress, and keep learning along the way. The 85% solution isn't about settling for less, it's about understanding that progress beats perfection every single time. It's about removing the barriers that keep you stuck and replacing them with actionable steps that move you forward. Because at the end of the day, the person who takes imperfect action will always outperform the person who's waiting for perfection. So what are you waiting for? Stop trying to be perfect with your money and start being good enough. Trust me, that 85% will take you a lot further than you think. Hit that subscribe button if you want more practical financial advice that actually works in the real world, and let me know in the comments what financial task you're going to tackle with the 85% solution. Until next time, remember, progress beats perfection.